Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So this is going to be my review for Constantine Episode 1. The actual episode that they just aired is a little bit different from the original pilot, so I'll explain what some of the changes were. They made some changes to the cast. All in all, it was a ton of fun. Just expect the regular series to be just a little bit different because of the changes they're making. For people that are asking, I'll totally be doing weekly videos for all the episodes, so be sure to subscribe to get everything. And careful for spoilers from the episode if you haven't seen it yet, but starting with top 5 moments. Number 5, Ravenscar Hospital. This is the psychiatric hospital Constantine admits himself to after Astra was taken to hell. In the comics, he's been in and out more than once, but on the show, I don't think they're going to send him back. Or if they did, it'd be like at the end of season 1, and then at the beginning of season 2, they'd bring him back out again. They did change a few things about the Astra incident too that they kept referencing. In the comics, Constantine had his own punk rock band called Mucous Membrane in the Hellblazer comics. That was during the early 80s. They were playing a show in Newcastle, found out a girl named Astra had raised a demon to get revenge on a group of people for sexually abusing her, and then Constantine had the bright idea to round up all his supernatural friends, try to raise his own demon to take the other demon back to hell. The rest of the details the show pretty much did straight out of the comic. So basically, her soul is now being held hostage in hell, and Constantine was damned to hell by the angels. It's possible they could use the Astra plotline as like something to do by the finale this year. Currently, she's being held hostage by the demon Nergal. He's one of the big inner circle demons they mentioned. He's basically like Constantine's Moriarty, his biggest nemesis that he interacts with on a regular basis. I think that the show is going to use him, the Nergal demon, as the big bad this year. I don't think they're going to do Satan. Number 4, Liv Aberdeen, Jasper Winters, and the Zed Swap. So, whole bunch of cast changes happened after the pilot, so some of the characters we saw in this episode we're not going to see again. Liv Aberdeen, as played by Lucy Griffiths, isn't probably going to come back. She's not from the comics either. She's not a comic book character. They created her for the show. The producers explained at Comic-Con that they just felt like the character wasn't working after the pilot they had shot, and it was just too expensive to completely reshoot the pilot, so they just changed a few scenes at the end and then cast the Zed actress. So the Zed character, who is a comic book character, is replacing the Liv character. We'll meet her in episode 2. The interesting thing about that end scene that they shot with Zed, though, is that if you look at those illustrations, they're like straight out of the comics. They're like comic book panels. It's just a nice nod to some of the more famous Hellblazer stories. I am totally a fan of Lucy Griffiths. I totally love her, but all the changes they made are for the better. Like, it's going to be a better show. You guys will totally dig the Zed character. She's being played by Angelica Salaya. They actually brought her to Comic-Con. She's totally cool. As part of all the rewrites, they basically created that Scryer's map with all the little dots on it. They're just going to use that as like a MacGuffin to push stories forward and travel around solving supernatural mysteries. The demon plot is basically going to be like the big overarching story, so they might not deal with that in every single episode. I am glad they're still using that standing set though, the tower. It's basically like the Tower of Fate, think of it that way. It isn't the Tower of Fate though, it's not like a Dr. Fate place. I know it had the Helmet of Fate and a whole bunch of other magical items, that's just a coincidence. For people asking though about all those other mystical DC characters, David Goyer did say that DC and Warner Brothers gave them free reign in the mystical corner of the DC universe. So they can basically do any character they want, although the movies are doing the Shazam family, so I'm not expecting to see Shazam or Black Adam on the show anytime soon. That being said though, I do not expect to see Dr. Fate. I mean, it would be like Arrow bringing Superman on the show. Speaking of supporting characters though, number 3, Team Constantine. So right now, here's basically like who the main cast is going to be that's going to be helping Constantine out. Obviously, of course, you have Matt Ryan as Constantine. Then there's the Chaz and the Zed characters from the comics. Manny the Angel isn't from the comics, but Constantine has interacted with angels a lot in the past in the comics. If you picked up the antagonistic vibe from Constantine whenever Maddie started poking around in his business, it's just because he generally holds all of heaven and all of hell in contempt. He hates everyone. But like Manny teased, if he can help Heaven stop whatever Nergal is planning, it might redeem his soul, so he's gonna help him out. Obviously, the show has not been picked up for a full season yet, so there's still like a whole lot left that they could do. They'll probably start announcing other supporting characters, like the other comic book characters they might cast, after they get picked up. Because Warner Brothers is totally kicking butt in the TV universe right now with all the different shows that it started, I feel like Constantine has a much better chance of getting picked up for a full season and getting season 2. It'll take a few episodes before they make any confirmation, so just stay tuned for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. Number 2, the big villain, the demon Nergal. They only teased him as the big bad, we didn't really see him in the episode, but Constantine has dealt with him on a pretty regular basis in the comics. He really only started dealing with Satan during the Dangerous Habits storyline. That was the one that dealt with him having terminal cancer, which the show is totally not doing. They're not doing the cancer plot or smoking, and the character isn't going to be bisexual. That was a Brian Azzarello comic thing. There are a couple things from the comics they're not doing, which I know are big. I don't really expect to see Satan this season. I think that Nergal will be like the big bad. They might tease Satan a little bit, and eventually they'll probably bring him on the show. The funny thing is that in the movie, he was played by Peter Stormare. And on Arrow, Peter Stormare is playing one of the villains. So it's like, it's all DC Universe meta stuff going on. It's so funny the way it crosses over. But my number one moment, Dark Constantine. So in the comics, Constantine did have to face an evil future version of himself. And there was even a brief period when he was forced to let Nergal possess his body. On the show, this big scene at the end was one of the things they changed from the original pilot. In the original version, he just faced a random demon. I think it just works better thematically the way they did it this time, so I think the changes were all positive. It's just a fun idea to have your hero face an evil future version of himself. It's like a really Flash type thing where Professor Zoom is a future twisted version of a speedster. So let me know what your favorite moment from the episode was, and while you're thinking about that, here's some of the other Easter eggs that I spotted. So I already mentioned the Helmet of Fate, that was a big one, but Jasper Winters in the show might be representing Baron Winters from the comics. He was actually the host for all souls not claimed by heaven or hell, so he basically went completely mad. He did live in an alternate dimension, so you could think of the tower that they're using as their home base as that place. Here's the Ibis Stick. It's a magical wand that can be used for acts of good. It can basically do just about anything you could imagine it could do, as long as it's an act of good. But it works a lot like the Helmet of Fate, where Ibis the god possesses someone and you become this powerful fused being. The interesting thing is that the wand does not work against black magic. Ibis, the character, is connected to the Shazam family, but like I said, since the movies are doing those characters, I don't expect the TV show to do them. Here's Pandora's box, of course, with the skull of Pandora inside it. The doctor that John met with at Ravenscar, Dr. Huntoon, also worked at Arkham Asylum. In the comics, he actually ended up trying to hurt Constantine for wrecking his personal life. If the show doesn't go back to Ravenscar, I don't expect them to do this character again, but they could use that for a future plot. Richie Simpson in the comics actually ended up becoming a techno demon. I don't know if they're going to keep using his character, but these toy robots on his desk are a big wink to that future. Ivy University, of course, big DC Comics location. It's the place where Ray Palmer, where that version of the Atom was a professor, and the Ronnie Raymond Firestorm was a student. He was actually a student of Ray Palmer. Obviously Arrow and the Flash both doing those characters. The backwards writing on the wall here, of course, total Easter egg for Zatanna or Zatara. Both those characters have been on TV before, so they could totally come on Constantine. Let me know if you spotted any other Easter eggs that I didn't mention. But just to answer the big question about crossovers, yes, Constantine is connected to the other DC Comics TV shows. Overall, I give the episode a solid B. It was a lot of fun. I generally just don't get as excited for pilots as I do for the regular series, just because things usually change quite a bit. Pilots are by design jammed with everything, including the kitchen sink. Like they jam all the characters they can. They have to explain so much stuff into like this 42-minute window that you don't have a lot of time to develop characters. Normal episodes, like the whole rest of the season, just get a lot more time. They get to be simpler, so you get to spend more time with the characters. You get much more invested. It's just really easy for a brand new show in its first season to get way better with each episode. Like each new episode of The Flash this season has been way better than the one before it. Like it just keeps getting better and better. I totally love Matt Ryan as Constantine so far. I love the fact that he's British. I would have actually been a little bit upset if he'd have been American again. They said that was a really big deal for them whenever they were conceiving the show. They were like, he has to be British. I mean, we have to stay true to the Hellblazer comics. And that's true. They are drawing from the Hellblazer comics. Harold Perrineau is totally awesome as Manny. I love all the other stuff he's done. We didn't see a whole lot of his character in this episode, so I'm withholding judgment. The same is true for the Chaz character. Totally love him, but I'm gonna have to see him in a couple more episodes before I pass judgment. Obviously, we didn't really see Zed till the very end of the episode, so I can't say anything about her. The story was great. I didn't mind the minor changes to his backstory. They changed some things to make them slightly less graphic. Like the original Hellblazer comic was super hardcore, like it's a Vertigo title. So there was just a lot more sex, a lot more violence, like way more than you would see on network television. If there's anything that I really hope that they do is just throw a couple Swamp Thing bones out there. I don't expect them to bring him on the show, but it would be amazing. Like it would be mind-blowing if we got Swamp Thing on TV. Just because I have a whole bunch of videos I'm already doing tomorrow, I'm not going to do a Q&A for this, so I'll try to answer as many questions as possible in the comments. But right now, you can click here to learn about my favorite Constantine comic book stories, and click here for this week's Arrow. Thank you so much for watching, so let's all high five. I'll see you guys tomorrow.